Hi, welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday. And today we're going to learn something else. So over to you, Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. So the journey begins. In our first two videos, we discussed spread betting as an overall concept. And in the second video, we had a little look at the platform that we're going to be using. Today, we're going to be taking the first step as to how you actually trade. Now, there are several steps that you need to go through before you actually place your trade. You should never just dive in and go, I think it's going to go up, and then bet on a sell or a buy. You should always analyze it fully. The first thing that you should do is you should have a look at the way that the market's trending. All right. Now, when I say the way the market's trending, I mean the way the market is moving. And you should always bias your trades in that direction. So if you can see the market's been moving down consistently, okay, then, and this is where some people actually come a cropper, is they go, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it can't go down forever, it must come up sooner or later. So they put a buy trade in, and inevitably it carries on going down and down and down, and they lose a lot of money. Always bet in the direction that the market is actually going, the way the market is trending. All right. There are three directions in which the market can trend. It can go downwards, which is a bearish trend, as we call, right? It can go upwards, which is a bullish trend, or it can go sideways, which is what we call ranging. Now, I've got some examples here of this, I think, on this Australian thing. If you look at this market here, you can see that it's going up from this point to that point, and then it's sort of going sideways here. Right, and then it's going up again. Now this is on the 15-minute time frame. I wouldn't normally look, if I was trying to establish a trade, I wouldn't normally do it on a 15-minute time frame. I'm just showing you this so that you can see the different way that the market can move up, sideways, or down. Okay, and we can highlight these movements with something called trend lines. Now, I'm going to get you to draw some trend lines, because up until now, the last two videos, you've been sitting there watching me. I think it's time to get you involved a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to let you have a go. And we're going to be, as we're going along, we're going to be discussing the importance of trends as well. This is the first step. Whenever you do a trade, you need to look at the trend. The trend's your friend. All right. So to draw lines, as we covered yesterday, we've got a little eye icon here at the top. If you, sorry, a little pencil icon here at the top. If we click on that, we can see there are loads of different elements that you can draw on the chart itself. Now for this, we're going to be using a trend line and a horizontal line. Right? The trend line will be able to draw the line as the market is going up or down. We can draw diagonal lines, and the horizontal lines we can use to mark the top and the bottom of the candlesticks for a sideways moving market, or otherwise known as a ranging market. So if we were to draw trend lines on this, what we would do is we would first of all come down here, down to trend, and you can see it's moving up here. Okay, so let me do this, and then I'll get you to draw one. So we draw a line at the bottom of where it starts moving up, and then you draw a line roughly there. Okay.
Why there? Why not on the top?
I know, yeah. Why not over here, you might say, because it's still going up there. Well, you've got to remember that at the time that we're drawing this trend line, we might be actually trading by here, right? So you could continually move trend lines. I didn't know what was going to happen in the future over here. Right, so once I had know what was happening in the future, I might move it there a little bit so that your trend line would be there. Okay. But in the beginning, at this point in time, at 12 o'clock on Monday, the 6th of April, I didn't know what was going to happen in the future, but I'd seen the market going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and back down again. All right. And every time, if you look at it, every time it hits this line, right, it's bouncing back up again. Okay. Because this line is what we call a point of resistance. All right. And once the market hits a point of resistance, it will normally rebound. If it doesn't rebound, if it goes through and comes the other side of the point of resistance, then we know that something's happening. Right? The market may be starting to consolidate, and when I say consolidate, I mean move sideways, or the market might be taking a turn and going to be moved down and go bullish. Okay. Yeah. So that's an upward trend. That's how you draw that line. Let's see if we can just delete that line like that. Now what some people do is, sorry, going back to where we were before, what some people do is they can grab a trend line here, they will put this as their initial trend line. Oh, where are we? Come here, where are you, you swine? Oh, I can't move it now, it's gone all funny on me. Let's see if I can, there you go. Right, so you might put an initial trend line there as a main trend line, but then they might go up here and draw another trend line, which is a secondary trend line. All right, so they might go there and up to there. So that's a secondary trend line that's actually starting. But it's all about lines, and it's all about essentially knowing where the market is going to go, or thinking you know where the market's going to go, and you can do that by boxing it in by diagonal lines or straight lines. Right, let's have a look now then and see if you can draw a couple of straight lines here, because the market's going up here, trending here, all right, and then it's coming across there. Right. Which, as we said, is a ranging market or a sideways trading market. Now, I'd like you to draw a line where you think there's two lines I want you to draw. One of them at the bottom of that ranging market, that's this little section here, okay, and one of them at the top. All right, I'm going to let you carry on doing that. You draw those lines. You've got to go up to the little pencil thing. You've got to click the horizontal, not that one. That's for the trend is for the diagonal one. Now, don't set it yet. Just move it down and up. Where do you think the bottom of that? Yeah,
we're doing it.
That sideways trending market is. And actually, when you're doing trend lines, actually drawing trend lines are more of an art form than an actual science. And some people might put them at the bottom of the actual candlesticks, and some other people might put them at the bottom of the wicks. It's sort of subjective. So that's it. I'd probably drop it there. Yeah. What you're going to try and do effectively is get the line to sort of cut through the bottom of the most candlesticks that you can. So that's great. So that's the bottom of that sideways movement. Now draw another line at the top of the sideways movement. Where do you think the top would be? Okay. Yeah, I'd probably put it a little bit higher. All right, take it up a little bit. Yeah, I'd probably put it about there to give yourself a little bit of space. All right. Now, what we've done here, what you've done, all right, all by your little own self, is you've formed a range. Okay. So at this point here, we can see the market's gone up, and we can see the market's gone down. So on this date, on Monday the 6th of April at 8:15 in the night time, we could actually have formed our range. And when you form your range, that means you've boxed the market in, and that's where you're expecting the market to go. You're expecting it to bounce back and forth between those two lines, right, within that little corridor. If the market shoots out of that range, that is a very good signal that the market is going to move in the direction, carry on moving in the direction that it's actually shot out. So you can see here on Tuesday, on the 7th of April, in the middle of the night, all right, it started to shoot up. It came back down, but then it went up again. All right, so it's gone all the way up to the top there. So what we would draw here is we would draw another diagonal line, which is called what's a diagonal line called? It's called Yes, simply called a trend line. All right, and then once we can see that the market has actually come out or gone below that trend line. If I was to draw a trend line here, all right, we click that there, we go to trend line. I draw one down here right at the very bottom. As I said, some people do them at the bottom of the candlestick. Sometimes some people do them at the bottom, and I would draw it probably round about there. Okay, so we can see there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. Oops, excuse me. See, there's a little bit of a discrepancy here where it comes down, it goes up, but generally it's following the range. And that's what you need to do. That's the first step when you're actually going to trade, is have a look at the market and have the ability to be able to spot a trend and see if that trend is being broken. And that will give you an opportunity to buy. When you buy, the exact timing of the buying we'll cover in a different video, but you need to get the overall concept. And don't forget on a daily basis, when you go in, you need to know, am I going to bias my trades towards buying, or am I going to bias my trades towards selling? Look at the higher time frames. We've gone on the 15 minutes here, all right, just for demonstration purposes. But what I would do is I'd look for the, first of all, go for the monthly, see where it's trending monthly. And again, you can see there's a massive trend downwards here, obviously because of the coronavirus. Then you'd look for the weekly, see if there's any weekly trends. And then once you've established which way you're going to bet, by looking at these markets from the monthly down to probably about the 2 hours, then you go, right, I know that the market's generally trending downwards long term. So let's have a look. I'm going to bias my trades to sell. I'm going to do bearish trades, and then you'd look for trades on that day that were bearish trades.
Right. Excellent.
That's all right.
Well, thanks, mate. That's another thing to consider now and have a little go on.
It is. It's the first step to just get the overall picture of what's going on. Then we can zoom in, and then we can try and find and do different things. I think that's enough for you to take in for the time being, Mr. Craddy.
Yes, definitely. Oh, cheers, Paul.
That's all right. No problem.
Thanks.
Right, so that's us covered on the trend lines and horizontal lines. So it makes sense. You can see the patterns and where they're going to go. And
It's just having a little try out,
practice a lot of the time, isn't it? Yeah.
Having a little try out on it.
Yeah. Well, folks, that was another video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, as usual. Comment any suggestions for future videos or any comments about the video in general. And if you can, please pop down, give a little subscribe and click the bell icon. That way you actually find out when we're releasing these new videos. But aside from that, thanks for watching. Bye from me.
Bye from me.
Bye.